Welcome back to Survivor Dreamcasting. I'm Spartacus, and today we're going to be talking about a Survivor rival season. And this is where you bring back people who were against each other in previous seasons, and tribes are divided randomly, so you could be on the season with your enemy and you could not. And Exile Island will be in play, and when somebody goes to Exile Island, their enemy has to go with them, no matter what tribe they're on. I think this would be a good idea because it forces them to go together and maybe they'll make an alliance. And I think it would be a very entertaining thing to watch. So, some honorable mentions. I was thinking about Laura and Shambo from Survivor Samoa. I just thought neither of these people have really played in a while, so I thought they shouldn't really be on this list. Same thing with Corinne and Sugar. These people haven't played in a while. That's what I thought about Rupert and Johnny Fairplay. They haven't played in a while. And Sandra and Russell were really just at the bottom of my list, and you'll see Sandra on here with somebody else. And I was also thinking about RC and Abby Maria, and it was hard for me to not put these guys on my list, but they ended up at the bottom in the end. So, first off, from Survivor Australia, this was the very first one I put on my list. That's Colby and Jerry. How do you have a rival season without Colby and Jerry? I mean, neither of them have played a season without the other, and in every season, they've been against each other. From Survivor Pearl Islands, like how I said in the honorable mentions, I have Sandra, and this time she's with Johnny Fairplay. I think there's that kind of famous scene where Sandra blows up at Fairplay. I think that's very entertaining. These two are very entertaining to watch, but very villainous. Even though Johnny Fairplay quit, I still think I would like to see him back. From Survivor All-Stars, I have Boston Rob and Lex. And these two were in an alliance, but Boston Rob blindsided Lex. Lex voted for Amber to win. And this is why they're on my rivals list. Even though they never really played as rivals, I think if you bring them back to play again, they will definitely be rivals. And I think that would be very entertaining. From Survivor Gabon, I have Randy and I have Crystal. And there were a lot I could have put Randy with, but I decided to go with Crystal. And these two weren't really rivals in the strategic part of the game, for the most part. They were really rivals as they just really didn't like each other. And it was very entertaining to watch. It was hilarious, really. From Survivor Tocantins, I have Coach, and there was a couple people I could have put Coach with, but I decided to put him with Aaron. And Aaron hasn't played in a while. Coach has played 3 times, obviously, but it was so funny to watch these people. Aaron always got so annoyed with Coach, and Coach got annoyed with Aaron for being annoyed with him, and that was so hilarious and so entertaining. So I would like to see these two play together again. Next, for Survivor Caramoan, I have 2 people that also made it into my Survivor Heroes vs. Villains Dreamcasting video, and that's Brandon and Philip. And these two were so against each other in Caramoan that Brandon spilled the rice, spilled the beans, and his tribe gave up immunity so they could vote him out. I thought that was crazy. It was kind of hilarious, actually. Even though it was hard to watch, it was still entertaining. From Survivor Cambodia, I have Sierra and Andrew Savage. And their rivalry was really just strategic. At least that's what I saw. But I thought it would still be entertaining if they came back and played with each other. From Survivor Game Changers, I have Zeke and Andrea. And for some reason, Andrea didn't like Zeke, and that caused Zeke to dislike Andrea. And so they were against each other, and it was pretty entertaining because none of them really talked to each other about how they didn't like each other, but in their confessionals, they were talking about it, and it was hilarious. From also Survivor Game Changers, I have JT and Monica. And this was another one that was just hilarious because Monica was eating a lot of sugar for their coffee. JT didn't like that, who was also eating a lot of sugar. And so obviously they didn't like that. Then they got in a huge fight because they didn't like each other. Then Sandra ate all of this sugar herself. And then JT and Monica thought that each other ate it. And it was so funny to watch. Monica ended up voting JT out in a very entertaining tribal council, so they're on this list. So I have JT versus Michaela, Zeke versus Andrea, Sierra versus Andrew Savage, Brandon versus Philip, Coach versus Aaron, Crystal versus Randy, Colby versus Jerry, Johnny Fairplay versus Sandra, and Lex versus Rob. Thanks for watching. See you later.